Good morning, Christians in Aviation. Today, I will be taking just a couple minutes of your time to address some problems at hand and also congratulate you guys for doing some amazing things over the past year. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come to this conference and listen to me tell you how to take some steps in the right direction. A booming industry. Recently, the aviation industry has undergone a radical stage of growth. The recovery from COVID-19 has nearly doubled aviation's share of the U.S. GDP from pre-pandemic levels. That is amazing, guys. We have put in an incredible amount of work, but we need to make sure that this growth is sustainable. That leaves a big weight on your shoulders. The aviation serves as a backbone for a lot of the worldwide economy right now. There are certainly a lot of things really ride on aviation's reliability. We need to be there for them. Lots of communities thrive off of them. Probably wouldn't exist without the existence of such a strong aviation community. Same thing with many companies and their exportation processes. But there are also definite negative impacts that we cause to the environment and local communities. We as Christians in aviation have a responsibility to take preventative action, lead, and preserve our world. You and I, the consequences of human actions have largely been ignored in society, especially in American politics. You all know it. You've heard people denying outright climate change, pollution. They just don't do anything about it because it's easy. But unfortunately, there's only so much advocacy groups can do about it. We have to come together at the root of the issue to get some real changes in. What I'm saying by that is that it would be so much easier for change to occur if we, individuals in the industry, would go ahead and take action. People outside the industry can't do half as much. Withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement was a big thing that's causing us to stray away from the righteous path as far as climate change and pollution goes. Donald Trump's former term as president, he pulled the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Agreement, which is an international agreement that would set standards limiting carbon emissions. Since these regulations aren't around to set the standards, the choice to be environmentally friendly falls squarely on your shoulders now. Inadequate environmental policy examples. Since we dropped out of the Paris Agreement, we've defaulted to the ICAO standards, which only affect new aircraft that are being manufactured and designed. Old aircraft that were existing previous to the Paris Climate Agreement, they they're free to be as polluting as they want. They don't have to go with the standards that ICAO has even set. Inadequate. The FAA failure to enforce these greenhouse gas regulations, they're very lenient on this. They don't really enforce these a lot. So that puts the weight on us to make environmentally friendly choices, to invest in aircraft that produce those carbon emissions, maybe they're quieter too, so we reduce your noise pollution too. The FAA has also provided categorical exclusions on important environmental reviews during certain airport expansion processes. For example, in LAX, they did this. They ignored, or not ignored, but they completely overlooked, I guess they did ignore it. They completely overlooked some processes that they normally go through, leaving the environment at risk. On top of that, our industry ignores the voice of the community. We have next-gen approach paths that have been put over residential areas, greatly increasing the amount of noise that are going over it. We also have denial of information requests that leave citizens in the dark, and there's a lack of public involvement in the aviation, any aviation's decision-making process. We don't ask them about it. Call to action. As Christians, we need to look to the Bible for what to do and situations like these. Genesis 2:15 says God made us to work and take care of the Garden of Eden. And that's not just the Garden of Eden. We also need to take care of this world. Proverbs 31:8 tells us to speak up for those who cannot. So some things you can do for that to help the situation. You can support better policies, invest in cleaner technology, engage with the community surrounding the airports that you frequent. And you can encourage your cohorts to do the same. Conclusion. As Christians, we need to stand up for what is right and face the reality of the aviation business. We need to lead the fight for the environment, positive change. Please take this to heart in your future endeavors. Thank you for your time.